Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Ito talaga maikli lang itong episode na ito. Para sa akin lang to, I need your help, I need your advice. Especially galing sa mga kababayan natin na nakatawid ng border papuntang US recently. Okay, kasi iniisip ko tumawid pa US soon. Hindi ko alam kung tutuloy ko ba o hindi. Dahil parang napapraning pa rin ako, no? Sa mga balita na may mga nade-detain kapag tumatawid ang border. I don't know if I'm overthinking it. Perhaps I am. So, tulungan nyo ako. I-share nyo ang inyong experience dyan sa comment section. Okay? So, sa mga tumawid pa-US recently, how was your experience? Was it smooth? Marami bang tanong-tanong? Kinabahan ba kayo? Or is it business as usual? Meron ba sa inyo? Baka nakaranas nung pag-check ng mga device? Diba? Dati kasi mismong Canada ang nagsabi sa mga citizens, PRs, na be ready daw in case yung immigration officers ng US ay hingi ng inyong cellphone devices to search them. Although I've not seen a report about that na merong nangyaring ganon. Nonetheless, kung meron sa inyong any experience or advice that you might want to share, ilagay nyo naman dyan sa comment section. Bakit ko ba ito tinatanong? Kasi, nabanggit ko na to I think a while back sa inyo, no? Sometime in August, meron po kaming libreng time dyan. We are thinking of crossing to the US sa New York. Okay, both kami ng asawa ko, may relatives kami dyan. Pero hindi pa sure kasi nga nagdadalawang isip ako. We have not crossed the border to Detroit even, which is very near our place for a while now since the whole 51st state, yung mga fentanyl issue, pagtihigpit sa border happened. As in, dati ang dalas-dalas namin dun minimum once a week, twice a week, no? It's been a while. So, tell me, no? Siguro nga nag-overthink lang ako kasi alam niyo naman, madalas din ako manood ng balita dito. At meron pa rin mga balita nakakainis. Tungkol sa mga Canadians na nagkakaproblema pag sila ay tumatawid ng border. Halimbawa, no? Kaya ko rin to na isipang gawin ngayon. May report lang today, July 8. Published July 8 sa CTV News. May isang Canadian family na problema dahil yung kanilang kamag-anak. Okay? I think kung mami dito ay interviewin kasi yung anak daw po niyang babae na-detain ng ICE. Okay, tignan niyo to
3 months since Maria Estela Cano watched as her daughter was arrested in Florida, and she's been fighting to get her released ever since.
That is really horrible for her. Horrible. You say they punish people for nothing.
Cano said,
Guys, 3 months nang nakadetain. 3 months! Oh my gosh. Sa totoo lang, walang problema kung questionin nila ako. Mas natatakot ako dun sa idea na kung magkaroon sila ng mga tanong, ang tagal daw nung detention process na ang ending din naman, papauwiin ka lang din ng Canada. Diba? Kung wala yun, alam mo, okay lang. Kahit tanongin ako ng 1 oras doon, I don't mind. If they don't wanna allow me in, then just send me back. Sana fast, diba? Pero ito, tignan nyo. 3 months na raw. Ito pong dinetain, according to this report, has been traveling to the US for years dahil meron daw po siyang swimsuit business. So meron na siyang properties in Florida at merong visa application in process. Kasi nagkaroon daw siya pala ng record when she had a fight with her ex-boyfriend. Nagkasakitan yata sila nung kanyang ex-boyfriend. And I think that is what triggered her detention, no? Ayan. Nakalmot bali ni Mrs. ang kanyang ex-partner matapos daw kasi siyang, kumbaga, saktan din. Okay, hindi na natin alam talaga kung ano nangyari doon. But this was a misdemeanor charge. Yung hinarap daw ng babae and she was arrested for it. Diba? Kumbaga, yan ang naging dahilan kung bakit siya dinetain. It's not really about securing the border from terrorists or people who might commit a crime over there. Sige, panoorin pa natin to.
as her daughter Paula Callejas was taken into custody after a fight with her then boyfriend. She scratched him after being shoved to the ground. The Canadian designer was living in Florida where she was building her swimwear business and waiting for her visa application to be processed. After being charged with a misdemeanor, she was handed over to Immigration and Customs Enforcement known as ICE. Since then, Callejas has been moved to multiple detention centers, sometimes crammed 6 people to a cell. She is currently in Arizona, where her anxiety medication has been taken away, and the family says they are struggling to get basic information about her case.
She's scared too much. She's scared. And she's saying, Mommy, I'm asking, but please let me go. Let me go. Like, why keep her there?
As part of its
Oh, sige. So, hindi ko natatapusan yun, I think that's also one common sentiment na naririnig ko sa mga pamilyang apektado dito sa nangyayari. Kunyari, may kakilala po silang na-detain. Isa sa kinaiinis, kinagagalit talaga nila, walang access sa information once their loved one is detained. Hindi sinasabihan ng properly, ba't ka nandito? Ito ang kaso namin, ito nakita namin. And they're also, for a long time, prevented from communicating even with lawyers or their loved ones, no? Diba? Kapag nakakarinig ako ng ganito, parang, ano ba yan? It's not that I have any criminal record. I don't think so. Pero nakaka-concern lang, diba? Anong palagay nyo? Or am I overthinking it? Okay. And related news, no? I guess, hindi lang ako nag-iisa dito talaga. Sa ganitong sentimiento, nag-iiwas pa rin sa US. Because, ito may bago ding report, Baka sabihin nyo, wala kayong pakinabang sa aking episode ngayon at talagang gusto ko lang humingi ng advice. Pero sige, bibigyan ko pa kayo ng isang info. Yan. So, I guess, hindi nga ako nag-iisa. Sabi kasi dito, cross-border report shows how much less Canadians are spending in the US. So, marami pa rin ang hindi tumatawid pa Amerika, I guess for different reasons naman. Yung iba, I think ongoing pa rin ang kanilang, kumbaga, personal boycott of US products because of all the things that Trump has said against Canada, Sige, panoorin natin briefly itong report na to.
Everything from cruise lines to cross-border gas and groceries. British Columbians are slashing their spending in the US. Van Cities crunched the numbers, and the results are staggering.
Packed with people, Canada Place home to multiple ships Monday. Most of the passengers, American. Canadians, by and large, avoiding spending on U.S. vacations.
Everything from the day trips to buying less groceries across into Washington State, or going to do a weekend trip to Seattle, or just the family holidays they're not doing anymore.
The numbers go deeper. Spending is down 47% in Washington State. In the U.S. as a whole, it's down 1/3. Online shopping at U.S. retailers has dropped by 14%, with the biggest drop in clothing purchases.
What's really interesting from our perspective is this is really hard dollars data. Our members, we have almost 600,000 of them, are spending significantly less in the U.S. A year-over-year change of that magnitude is would have been unthinkable a year ago.
Experts.
Oh, diba? Oh, so, hindi ako nag-iisa, So, marami pa dang umiiwas mag-cross-border trip dahil alam naman natin, in Canada, ang dami po talagang entry points papuntang US. So, many Canadians take advantage of that and buy groceries there, doon nagpapagas. Dito rin, sa Detroit, mas mura din ang gas dyan. But anyway, anong palagay nyo? I think timely rin pag-usapan to dahil summer season, alam nyo na. Kung hindi US ang maaring puntahan for the summer, I guess mas marami mag-iikot ng domestic na lang inside Canada. By the way, ako pupunta ako ng Vancouver. Yan. Also in August, nakabook na po yan. I will be in Vancouver in August. That will be my first time there, by the way. Wala, personal trip lang yan. Mag-iikot lang kami ng asawa ko at saka ni Luna. Help me out din nga with my itinerary there. Wala pa kaming itinerary. Except that I will be meeting some friends I've met through social media over there. So yun lang naman. Again, sabi ko maikli lang tong episode na ito. Let me know. Give me your advice down there in the comment section. I will end this here. See you guys in the next one. Bye!